Let's do it. Let's do it.
All
Everything
right.
looks good.
Yeah, everything looks great. Love you. Love the studio, man. Love it.
Thanks, bro. It's a little something. It's a little something.
Oh man, that's freaking dope. And that's your own home, or that's your personal studio on the side?
No, it's my home actually, man. So like
Really?
I made it like a little room in the garage. It's a little hot, but it works.
God damn, bro. Lucky you
Yeah.
for doing that, man. That's actually pretty
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah, man. Gotta thank my parents,
Hey,
letting me do that shit.
Shout out to your mom and pop, man.
Yes, sir.
Look at that, bro. Well, man, I mean, first things first, man. How are you? How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. I'm doing good. A little sleepy, a little tired. I had work today, 9 to 5, but pays the bills.
I hear you, man. I'm still with my 9 to 5 job as well, man. That still pays my bills, but cool thing about it, it gives me the liberty to do all these cool stuff like I'm doing right now, man.
Exactly, man. It doesn't only pay the bills, but it pays all the music stuff. The extra things on the side. So can't complain, man.
That's good. That's good, man. Now, is that actually something that you're actually planning to do it later in the future as your time goes by and your things seems to get a little bit better? You actually gonna be putting 100% of your energy and time on music and making money out of it?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That's the big goal at the end. I started doing this music thing. Well, first DJing, as a hobby, something cool that I liked.
Right.
I've always liked the music scene, raving, all that. But I don't know, man. I really think this could work out. I really like it, and we'll see, man. Hopefully it's not too long for this 9 to 5 and
right.
music starts paying the bills. That'll be awesome.
That'll be dope. Little by little, we get there. We get our chances,
Yes, sir.
One of the things that one of my former business managers and mentor always taught me is that don't rush things out to the end, enjoy the journey, process, because once you're there,
process, yeah.
you're there. Like that's it.
Right.
You made it. And you didn't even realize. Once you're there, you realize where you are, you're like, holy shit, I'm here. Like that's it. Like damn.
Yeah, it's a bit of, I feel like it's also like it's a satisfaction you get, put in the work, and it's not just like a boom, I'm there. Like you said,
Exactly.
It's put in the work and seeing results is definitely great.
I agree, man. Now, do you actually have like a little background with music?
Yeah. So I mean, not crazy to the extent where, like regarding house music and everything, but I was in band elementary and middle school. I played the saxophone.
Okay.
Haven't played it in years, man, but it definitely helped me out. It definitely tuned up my ear and creativity wise too. My parents, big music fans, Latino, we're Peruvian.
Oh, so, that's what's up. Latino,
yeah, there's always, yes sir, man. There's music every single minute of the day in my house, man. If it's salsa, merengue, Peruvian folklore music, you know. So they definitely put that in me as well. Guitar, my dad used to play the guitar, the drums. So yeah, music's always been there, man.
That's actually pretty good, man. And thankfully, my parents did the same thing to me as well. They influenced me with music even from the get go when I was just a little jit. At the beginning, it was more Phil Collins, Johnny shit, And the later I get older, they started to put in some more, 80s stuff, more rock elements from the 80s, the Guns N' Roses, the AC/DC, the Van Halens. And then from there, like salsa and merengue was always a part of it. I'm from Puerto Rico, by the way. So
awesome.
So I was, para que tú lo sepas, ya tú sabes.
Claro. Yes, sir.
So obviously salsa, what is salsa, merengue, bachata, and reggaeton? That's always been something that's been traditionally in my whole entire Puerto Rican life, like it was always there. My parents are not that big in reggaeton. They don't like that shit.
Not me either, man. They're old school. Bad Bunny, get that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Get that shit out. Nah. Me and my brother, on the other hand, we grew up with the reggaeton, and we grew up with the reggaeton boom. I actually started out like way old school. Like I tell you, when Daddy Yankee wasn't Daddy Yankee, it was Winchester. He was named as Winchester, and his dual partner was Nicky Jam. That's how.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
how all I know. Like back in the days with DJ Blas,
Because see,
because see, Lito y
yes, sir.
Polaco. When there was like really real beef between reggaeton rappers with each other,
Oh yeah,
Tempo
yeah,
versus
yeah,
Lito y Polaco, we see Yandel against this guy. Like, yo, when
yeah.
there was beef, there was beef.
There was beef for real, man.
Yeah, I grew up with that
Yeah.
shit, and then I outgrew it. I outgrew it the moment I moved into Miami. Who would have thought, right?
What'd you move into? More of the EDM scene?
Oh, absolutely. It's by the time I was already DJing in the club scene by 2010, I was getting much more influence in the EDM. I've already listened to EDM a little bit before back in high school because I was influenced by Tiesto, Armin van Buuren, Paul Oakenfold, Paul Van Dyke, David Guetta, Deadmau5. Those
the OGs.
The OGs of the OGs. I started out with those guys, and then but because I was a DJ for a long time back then in Puerto Rico, people only want to hear the salsas, the merengues, the reggaetons. Like they weren't that very influenced with the EDM per se. It wasn't until 2010 that EDM itself started to boom a little bit and started to become more bigger and started to be influenced.
The rave scene.
Yeah.
The rave scene, Ultra, Tomorrowland, all that started blowing up.
Yeah, exactly. When that shit started to pop off, that's when Puerto Rico little by little started to dwindle in. That's when they started to bring in EDC Puerto Rico,
Right.
And I've been on all those EDCs, man, and those are the fire times. Obviously, we didn't know what the fuck is a music festival for us. So when this shit came around, I mean, it started as a carnival. But they added stages and DJs. So what the fuck do we know? It was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to this ride at the same time I'm listening to this banger shit,
Right.
So I feel like as soon as I move into Miami, I transition myself to like, I'm not listening to any more reggaeton shit. Like, no more Latino shit. Like, I already outgrew all that shit. Like, I can't deal with that. I can't. So I
it's a bit repetitive, man. I was actually a reggaeton DJ myself.
You too, right? Like, we all started like that, man. What's going on?
And actually, man, I still do maybe a gig or two on the weekends, like when my buddy hits me up in West Palm, because I live up here in Boca, man.
Oh, damn, that's what's up.
I moved. Yeah, man. I had to come up here to Boca, live with my parents. So I'm between Miami and West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Where West Palm Beach is where my boy, Clean Boy Maudi, shout out Clean Boy Maudi. He hits me up for these reggaeton parties, that he does. They're really dope. So, I started off doing reggaeton. I do it once a month, once a couple months. And they pay good, man. Open format, Latino shit, they pay good. So I try to do it once in a while. I never, leave it. And now I found house music and bro, I love it. Love this shit.
That's
man.
The best thing ever, man. Once you found the genre that you love, it's like you don't want to leave it, man. It's just like I want to stick by it, man.
Yeah, because I was in a predicament. I was like in between the reggaeton, the hip hop, house music, EDM. I was like, man, what do I do? I love it all. Like, can I do everything at once? And I mean, I tried, but you kind of gotta, go in one direction and try and blend it in a bit. So that's what I'm doing now. I mean, I do a lot of tech house, but Latin, incorporate a lot of Latin sounds.
Got you.
Yeah, dude. I try and do a lot of Latin tech, vocals, remixes, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope. That's very dope to hear, man.
Yeah, man. And it's popping off, so I think it's a good time to do it. I hear a lot of more Latin sounds coming into the house music scene, It's not just like the OG Latin house records. Now it's more even mainstream, tech house mainstream shit.
I mean, I was never a fan of any of the house stuff. Like I was more like, give me something that's like much more faster and booming. So when Big Room came along, like I stick by that,
Big Room.
You remember that, bro? Like Martin Garrix, Rehab, Kashmir on that time, Dimitri Vegas, like Mike, Dubs. Yeah.
Fire, man. Yeah.
That was the Big Room, that I fuck with that a lot, and then
it's funny how music works, no? It's it was that, you know, the big room era, transition to the bass era, dubstep. I remember everything was just dubstep.
Yeah.
All these festivals. And now it's like house is like the.
Yeah,
I feel like everything has its time.
Yeah, it's a weird phase that I've definitely experienced throughout these years that I've been living here in Miami. It's like very like I literally see big room exiting out as I'm seeing trap entering to the scene. That festival trap, you know, that carnival shit, that twerk trap. Yeah. I seen that shit entering. I'm like, what the fuck? This is actually pretty cool, you know?
In, yeah. Yellow Claw.
Oh my God, Yellow Claw.
Carnage, like, you know, all that.
Trumpa, etc., etc. Like,
yeah, dude.
Damn, bro. Like those guys were shit, you know? Now they're now
it was fun times.
Fun times, man. And then at the same time I'm seeing like, you know, dubstep kicking in full throttle with this whole rhythm shit or tear it out dubstep, you know. And then it's as I'm seeing it exiting out, house comes back again once more, and now house is like the dominating theme right now in the entire South Florida, you know, like and
for sure.
And it's like, damn, bro, like there's literally no area in which they do bass music anymore. Like they killed that shit off in that area in space, man. Now space is just pure house, nothing else, you know.
Yeah, olvídate. That shit is just straight house, like tech house, minimal, everything.
House all the way. And Treehouse. Treehouse used to do a lot of that variety, but now, no, it's like, nah, we're sticking with house. That's what's moving. Tech trends, house trends.
Treehouse, if I'm not mistaken, they, at least like, I think right when 2022 started, they started cutting off the dub.
That's exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but they had every Thursday dubstep shows.
That's what I've heard, and that's what I see. Like before, they actually have bass, like people like they have like dubstep artists, and they have people that I fuck with, you know, and then they just cut it off altogether. Now you don't hardly see. Now you don't see any bass overall. Not until
maybe once a month, but rarely.
Yeah. And that's why I give props to Andy and Chris, you know. Shout out to those guys.
Hey, shout out them guys, man. Yeah,
Underground Wolves and Plur Gardens. Like shout out to those guys. Those guys are actually bringing back the scene back with the bass, you know, because it's like shit, bro. Like it died out of nothing, you know, out of nothing.
Right.
And you know, these guys are the ones that are doing their best by bringing people over from all around South Florida to just like, yo, spin. If you're good, spin around. Just do your shit. That's it.
Man. They're awesome people, man. They reach out, you know, they show love.
Yeah.
And like you said, they find anybody that likes music and that's for it, you know. And I think that's great. I always tell Chris, because he's from over here from Boca too. I know him. And dude, ever since he started, like I've always been supporting him, bro. Because like I think it's awesome what he's doing.
I agree,
and I hope, and he's come pretty far, man. From when he started up here, really cool what he's doing.
I agree, man. Since I've interviewed them, like, and it was pretty funny how we actually meet up because it was just all by DMs, you know. He just happened to saw like me posting one of my interviews. I don't know which one was it. That I was that I posted up, and he just DM'd me and says like, yo, what's pretty dope what you're doing, man. Like, yo, I'll be down if we can come over to your show. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And since that day when I interviewed with him, it was just like, damn, bro, this is our wholesome people. I love these guys, man. Yeah. And like you said, these guys are doing something that people are like, forget about it, you know?
For sure.
They're bringing, you know, underground music back to the scene, you know? They're making it happen, you know? I mean, that first festival that we all met not too long ago in that brewery, that was fucking amazing. And they blew up expectations even to the people who rented out. They were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
For real? How many people? What? 500 people? Whoa, okay.
Yeah, dude. That was crazy. Yeah, especially that dubstep stage. Dude, that was nuts. I was like, wow. I was blown away, man. it was really dope.
It was
really dope.
It was
dope
really
energy
dope.
too.
Yeah, I really fuck with it, man. As I was looking at one of their artists, I was just like, damn, bro, I really miss this, man. Like, this is this is what I actually started out. Like, why is it that I stopped doing this altogether? And then people started to push me around, and then, you know, start going sweaty. And I was like, that's why. That's why I always prefer VIP. Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No, it makes sense, you know.
Once in a while, it's good. It's nice to get a little grimy in there, though.
Yeah.
Once, you know, and then until, like you said, it reminds me, and you're like, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Like, call me bougie at that point. You're like, I don't give a shit, bro. Just give me all stage passes. Give me VIP. I don't care, bro. As long as I'm right there and I'm far from people, I'm okay. I was like literally the only idiot in that whole entire festival who was wearing a mask. I was like, oh.
Nah, but I mean, yeah, I didn't see too many people with masks, right?
I didn't see anybody with a mask.
Yeah,
I was the only one, and I look like somebody who's industry. Like, I legit look like I'm from the industry, you know. And I was all covered with black and all around, and even on the green one, I had the mask on, you know. But it's like it's not like everybody do their thing with the mask. I could give a shit. It's just I don't want to risk it because I got nieces and nephews that I see on a weekly basis that I like. I don't want to have anything, you know, and like it's all for my safety. It's for their safety. Right. So it's like nah.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing here, man. I mean I see somebody with a mask. It is what it is. Like,
it is what it is. Yeah.
You know,
I ain't got time to, you know, battle with anybody. It's like, oh my God, fucking A, why are you not wearing your mask? We're in a pandemic. The fuck?
Yeah. To each his own, man. To each his own.
Yeah, bro. To each his own, you know. But it was just funny. It was just a funny thing to point it out. It was like, damn, I was the only idiot wearing a fucking mask. Everybody was wearing, was like, hey, COVID, no more. Hey, player. Se acabó la cuarentena.
Yeah, dude.
But it's all love, man, and it's all love. Yeah. And I don't know. I just had a great experience there. It's been a while since I've been on a festival, and that festival brought me a lot of good memories when I used to DJ around and tour a little bit and got to those festival shows. You know, it's like wow. And then when I see
you used to DJ dubstep.
Oh yeah, bro. That was my thing. Like, I was always a bass music producer. I'm still in, but it's just
right.
I'm not as not really focusing much on making music nowadays. I'm more doing this than that.
Right,
you know,
right.
Like, I really love podcasting. Really love, and I'm putting all my chips on the table to make this, you know, one of the biggest ones out there, you know, one of the best at least, you know.
Awesome. Miami needs one, bro. Miami needs a little podcasting to blow up, bro.
Amen. Amen, man. There's not that many people, or they're none, you know? You know,
yeah,
and
sure.
And that's just only that. There's not that many podcasts in the EDM scene that you can say you can like you can say like, holy shit, there's like 20 podcasts out there. It's like, no, it's like the competition is not that there. Like right now, if you think about it, can you name at least 5 EDM podcasts that you can think of? I can
name one. I think the one from Amsterdam, but it's not really a podcast. It's more like a radio.
Okay, yeah, that
where they do the live sets.
Yeah, but that's different. Yeah. That's different.
It is.
It is, and it isn't. Like, it is part of podcasting in a way because they can do it for free and they could just release it on, you know, every week. But it's like you say, it's a live set, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not many.
There isn't too much.
Yeah, like there's not that many, you know, interactive conversations like you and me are doing. You know, like there's not that many Q&As or getting to know each other and talk about all the things that we know. Like, I can tell you right now, because these are the people that I follow or I don't follow.
You've done your homework.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to know. It's like, who am I competing?
Exactly.
Joe's, don't take me seriously, guys. Jesus, they'll kill me on the Twitter feed, you know? Back to back with Willie Joy. Shout out to him. He's actually doing a cool things. EDM podcast, which they're not that very consistent about it. Mr. Bill's podcast, he's like the Joe Rogan of the EDM scene. You know, I love it. I love it, and I want to be the second hand of Joe Rogan's of the EDM scene. You know, and there's this chick. What's her name? Lizzie Jane in the Ep107 podcast. But you know, she's cool. It's just like she does a lot more of a Q&As, and sometimes I feel like her stuff is not that natural.
A little more, Q&A scripted.
Exactly. See,
planned, right.
That's exactly what I always try to avoid when I'm entering the podcasting. Like, I'm trying to avoid to be everything scripted. Like, it's okay to have like at least a plan or something to more or less know what you're trying to get into. You know, structure. However, don't let yourself carry away for what that structure is telling you. You know, like for example, the topics that I sent you earlier, those are stuff that you and me can talk about, but not necessarily are we actually gonna go inside each and one of them and talk about it. Like if there's something that we forgot, is like, all right, hey, I got something to talk about, you know. But most of the time in my conversation or my interviews, you know, it's literally a very fluent conversation. Like, it's a back and forth. You know, we're just talking. It's just you and me talking. Yeah. Judge free zone. Ask away any questions, and what
more natural. That's where it comes out better too. You know, it seems more genuine.
And at the end of the day, that's what wins the authenticity.
Exactly.
That trumps everything else. You know, obviously, you're gonna feel like you're in the middle of an interview, and there's gonna be some Q&As in between. That goes without saying, but the way I deliver it to you, you wouldn't even feel like you sat down and you were like asking a whole bunch of questions. I can ask you, like, so how old are you? And when did you start this? And how many years are you doing this? And what prompted you to do this, and that? It's like, anybody can fucking do that. You know, everybody can literally grab a mic and sit down and doing that stuff. Like, but only the few who, I'm not trying to put myself as like, oh yeah, I'm one of those guys.
We're just kicking it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm focusing more, because I feel like me doing the podcast, I feel much more happy, much more joyful. I feel like I learn a lot, and at the same time, I'm helping others as well. You know, for people to like, people who have never heard this certain people that I'm interviewing. It's like, hey, people can take a look at it. You know. Right. So it's very rewarding for me at the end of the day. And I feel like that's much more better than me producing music. I felt like I lost the touch of making music when I felt like music became like a job. Like, I feel so much pressure. Like, I have to do this. Like, I had to, and people are expecting these expectations out of me, and it was just driving me fucking insane. It got to a point that I got burned out before I even started it.
Right,
mind you, I've been DJing for over 15 years, and I've been in the nightlife scene for 12, and I've been in the Miami scene for the past 8 years, something like that, 7 years. Are
you originally from Miami?
No, Puerto Rico, born and raised.
Puerto Rico. Oh, okay. Puerto Rico. You came to Miami.
Yeah, 25 years in Puerto Rico, and the rest is history right here in Miami. And I went to here to go to SAE, School of Audio Engineering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wanted to become I work, my daily job as an audio engineer. So it's like, I'm doing my career job. So I'm happy with it.
Right.
But I just focus more, like, I want to be more of a music producer, you know? And because I didn't know anything about music theory or whatnot, this school itself helped me how to do that. But the school itself helped me how to do not just music theory, but learn how to handle Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton, and learn how to handle all the boards, handle mixing, mastering, all sorts of frequencies, live sounds, microphones and shit and whatnot. Like, taught me a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's actually something that I've always wanted to get into, because I mean, everything I know as far as music production, I mean, I've learned myself, and I have a couple just recently, actually, right as quarantine hit. I met a group of friends that they graduated actually from Icon Collective.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's
man.
What's up.
Yeah, bro. So I'm blessed that I got to meet them. Shout out Polly and Leo Gennaro. They're my two homies that I produce with. They've taught me a lot. So yeah, dude, I've always wanted to get into music school. I still want to. Just trying to find the time and money for it, you know?
No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the money, I mean, you gotta, it's a balance, you know, because they do offer loans for sure. You know, like if you can't pay it right away, you know, they offer loans, or say like, oh, well, you can pay this amount of money now, then this amount on the next one, and so on and so on. Like they work it out somehow. But I'll tell you what, was it worth it for me going there? Absolutely. And the reason why I say that, it's because this is not how much I paid. I'm still paying my student loans, but I paid like 22 G's for a year's course, a year. And I learned basically everything that an audio engineer needs to know, man. Everything.
Right.
Not only that, they also supply for a MacBook Pro. They supply for an audio interface, brand stinking new, everything. And they supply with all the programs, Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton, native instruments, all for free. I mean, not free. You pay them, but
right, you're paying your tuition.
Yeah, you get involved. All that stuff is packaged in with you, you know. So like with that MacBook, bro, like I literally learned and did everything that you can think of, man. I mean, that MacBook is still kicking it to this day. I gave it to my brother.
Right.
It's
wild. Yeah, these things last forever. I still got mine from like 5 years ago. I just upgraded finally, but because you know how everything's going right now, they're all out of stock. So I gotta wait for like April for it to come in. Kind of sucks, but
damn, that's what's up. See, that's what another reason why I stopped using Apple altogether. Before I was pro Apple because like if I ever want to change my hard drive or my RAMs, I have the ability to do so. But as soon as they make those MacBook Pros more slim, they smolder all the hardwire, so you cannot literally detach it and put it on.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't.
No, it'll fuck.
It's very hard.
Yeah, no, it'll fuck it up. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like I can't I cannot pay $2,300 for a MacBook Pro with all the stuff that I want, and then one day I can burn out or do some fuck shit, you know?
Right.
That's why I switched to PC, and now I got my laptop Razer 15. And oh my God, for $1,800, I managed to have everything that I wanted and some more. So it's much more powerful than a MacBook Pro.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I've heard that a lot. I don't know. I got Apple first, and I'm the type of person to just, if it works out for me, I'm going to just stick to it. But obviously before Mac, you know, the Apple became a thing. I've always had Windows. I use Windows at work. It's just, I don't know. For music, I'm so used to using Apple that I just stick to it.
Right. And it's a preference. At the end of the day, it's just a preference, you know. As long as it's working and doing your thing, man, that's all that matters, you know.
Right. Yeah. I'm currently using Ableton too. Like I started with Ableton, and that's what I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
I love Ableton, bro.
That's what's up. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Hey, no hate against some FL Studio users, but Ableton, if you ain't using Ableton, you gotta get on Ableton.
That's right. That's right. Let her ride. Let her know. Let her know.
Bro. Yes, sir, bro.
Ableton's the shit, bro. I cannot stress how many times I've tell people, it's like, dude, Ableton, bro, is the most user-friendly DAW that you can ever do. Like, and not only it's so user-friendly, it's limitless. It has so much limitless potential of doing whatever the fuck you want. And to be fair, all the stock plugins for an Ableton are fucking good.
They're fire. The Ableton compressor, the saturator, all that. It's amazing. That's all you need.
Yeah. And like, if you see like all my sessions, bro, like you only see that any third-party plugins will probably be like, I don't know, Portal, Serum, Fat Filter,
right?
Maybe Ozone for the mastering chain, maybe. That's pretty much it. Everything else is all Ableton, stock Abletons, the OTT, the compressor, the EQ,
the OTT's fire,
yeah, like the reverbs, the echoes, the LFOs, the corpus, the erosion, everything is all stock plugins, and you got so much limitless potential to use any of that shit, bro. Like
and there's even like you could download extra ones that you don't have already stocked. You can get some free ones on Ableton.com
for free.
Like, it's pretty crazy for free. It's awesome.
Exactly. That's why I tell people, it's like, you guys, like, if you want to spend money on buying Ableton, because you don't need you don't need to have fat filters or ozones or any other plugins. Like, you don't need it. It's all right there in Ableton. Does the other third-party plugins help out? Sure, it does. But if you can already do it with Ableton stock plugins, do you really need to use these?
Right. No, not necessarily. I mean, you know, once you become better, maybe you're making money off of it, then you can start, you know, buying crazy bougie plugins, as you may say.
Sure.
But you know, stocks does the job. They do the job, especially for somebody, you know, that's starting out and still learning this. Ableton's the way to go for sure.
And you currently using the sweet version or the standard?
The sweet version. I finally bought it.
Let's go.
I had to buy it. I had the standard version.
Yeah.
Well, at first, I'll be honest. I had that shit, man. You know,
bleep this shit out. Bleep this shit out.
Bleep that shit out real quick.
Allegedly you had it.
Yeah, allegedly. Somebody said I had it, but no, I have the full sweet version, Ableton 10. And man, it's amazing. Can't complain.
Have you thinking of upgrading to the 11?
Not anytime soon. I don't think. Well, I don't even know. When did the 11 come out?
It came out like November. It came out. So
just recently.
Yeah, not too long ago.
No, I'm good. I'll wait.
I suggest you wait until 12, to be honest. You're not really missing anything out on 11. I have it fully. Yeah. I'm trying to be a certified trainer for Ableton, you know?
Oh, awesome.
But it's fucking hard for me to get certified when all this hoo-ha pandemic is happening. And I don't know when it's the next time they're doing a certification process so I can actually fly in and do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Is that what do you mean by like client? Is that through Ableton, like the company Ableton, or is that like a freelance thing that you'll do?
Ableton. It's through Ableton. Like you'll have a certification, and you'll be able to teach people how to do Ableton. Like you can charge people how to do Ableton, you know? Like you can charge. Wow. Like obviously, if you're good, you're good, and you can do private tutoring sessions. You know, you can teach people how to do Ableton, but that's as far as you can go. You're only known as a tutor. You're not a certified trainer, because sometimes you, let's say, like you want to apply for certain jobs or certain studios, and these people need like somebody that knows Ableton, you know, and somebody that can fits Ableton. I can go ahead and be able to do what I gotta do. But if I'm not certified and something happens, it's on me, and be like, yo, you're not incredible. Like, why the fuck should I even give you the chance? You know, shit like that.
Right. That's awesome.
And it's also just to have bragging rights. I think it's the most reasonable way why I actually want it. It's just bragging rights overall. Just say that I'm a trainer. You know.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Wow. I didn't think that was like something that you could do. That's actually,
dude. Ableton will literally, Ableton will literally put you on their website saying that this guy is a certified trainer. He's in Miami or whatnot.
Right.
You guys need to learn. You learn from this guy, you know, and Ableton will fly you out for any other Ableton loop conventions and shit. It's just like, hey, for you to learn the new shit or try the new beta version of 12 or 13 or whatever, or any stop plugins, there's so many benefits out of it, you know?
That's awesome. You planning on doing that soon?
Not anytime soon, but I feel like whenever things are like back to normal per se, then I'll jump in. I mean, like I said, like I have to wait until these guys open up the registrations and let you know
okay.
when is the next certification training courses is gonna be. Most of the time when they hit the US or North America, to be more precise, when they hit North America, it's usually on Mexico or in Canada or LA. So I'm always trying to look for the ones in LA. But by the time it was about to pop for LA, the pandemic hit. I was just like, well, there goes my chance. Sucks being me right now.
Yeah. Especially LA, that state, or California. They were heavy on the lockdown, so for sure I can imagine. Yeah.
So obviously there was like no chance in hell I'm getting it. And afterwards I was just like, well, I'll get it when I get it. It's not really a rushing order. For me, it's just a guilty pleasure just to say like I have it. This is like that's all. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's kind of what stopped me also from when I was telling you that I was gonna try and enroll into a school program. The whole pandemic, I wasn't comfortable doing it online as much as I wanted to do it in person. So that definitely held me back a bit. And right now, I'm learning a lot. I've learned a lot over like I said, I was doing reggaeton before. Yeah. Now I'm doing house. So I've learned a lot by learning from people, YouTube tutorials. I watch that shit every day, man. So it's definitely helped me out a lot. I didn't think I really learned this much, without school. So really dope.
I mean, in your situation, I mean, you still got time to go to one of these schools, man. And it's just a year's course.
For sure.
But if not, I will always recommend going to one of these master classes, They're much more affordable and much more, doable, and
like those masters from I don't know, like record labels that they sometimes have and shit like that.
Like, sometimes there's certain artists that actually do their own courses, and they go step by step making this certain songs, and they tell you what inspired them to do it and what is it that they did to do this, and why did they mix it? Why did they put it in this way? And they go literally step by step. And then sometimes some of these masterclasses is like, oh, I'm gonna create a new song. Let's create a new song. And you see them working on how they did it, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. You learn a lot.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. It's like literally you got them. You got one of the
breakdown
A-list producer teaching you how to run shit. I know like Deadmau5 and Army Van Buren have their own masterclass.
They do, yeah. I see a freaking ad of the
the ads in YouTube.
Yeah, man. Definitely see those all the time pop up.
I mean, I was a beta tester for a masterclass for Tynan, just like a big bass producer. And the way he handled it was just like amazing. It's like I fucking love it, bro. Like he literally he took out two of his best songs and he dissected and he explained it to it little by little why it was that and why that's that. And then at the end of it, they say it's like, oh, you can have a free version of my free project version of my song,
like a
template, basically. And you have literally the song itself in your Ableton session, and you'll be like, holy shit, like let me reverse engineer this shit. Like, holy fuck, like this is what he was going for. Why is it that he went like this? Like, oh, that makes sense. It's a new effective way to learn, I can't.
That's literally how I all the videos I watch are literally like dissection videos of arrangements and like just songs that are made already. For example, this tech house DJ West End.
Okay.
He has a couple videos. He's been making some videos of his like latest songs on how he's make them, how he made them and stuff. So sometimes like when I was starting up, and I still do because I'm not like at a professional level yet. I pull them up on the side and I follow step by step. I do my own thing, but I learn a lot like that. Watching these videos, man, they're amazing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's very good to learn some of these processes and go picking what's inside the brain of any of these artists,
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
Like there are times in which like there are times in which I feel like, oh yeah, I already know about this. I don't need to know about this. But every time I look at some of these videos, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know about that. Oh wow,
it's like a new trick that you learn from somebody. Everybody got their own way of. There's a thing about music, there's never like a right way, or like you got to do it like this.
Right.
There's a little trick in there that somebody does, and you're like, oh wow.
It's something that I always emphasize a lot about people, telling them, it's like, guys, like, you may have the blueprints of Jay-Z of how he made it to the industry. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean the end result is going to be the same as him, You might not like literally end up like him. You can have the blueprints, the step-by-steps of how he do things, but it may or may not work on you, Everybody has their own path. Like, it's okay to pick and choose some of the ideas and know some of the stuff. Like, okay, cool. Got it. I'm going to do that, but on my own way,
Yeah. Sauce it up.
Sauce it up. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine to do it. But if you're going to do this type of thing, it may not work for you, man.
Yeah.
What can work for me may not work for you.
Right.
It's two different things, And some of the things that I try to explain for this podcast itself is trying to teach people, like, listen to the stories, listen to everyone's stories, listen to my story, listen to every person I interview. Like, they can tell you firsthand how they struggle or how they manage to come out to where they are, or how they do things, It may be different, but at least from it. At least you learn something about it, Everybody has their own.
For sure, yeah.
Everybody has their own
way of doing things. Yeah, everybody got their own path, way of doing things.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing though. That's like how do you say it? Like not fortune. That's your path, Your
That's your path. And it's like there's nothing like there's no there's no direct path. It's like there's no right or wrong path. Obviously there is a wrong path to doing things, but you learn from it. Most of the time, I try to teach people is like, okay, this is the path that I took. I highly suggest for you guys, don't take this path that I took because it ended me with this. And then these certain problems came about. So I suggest you guys do this other path and focus on that path, Just focus on path. However you got there, that's on you guys. However you get there. But don't do what I did, or don't do what this certain person do. A wise man learns from his own mistakes. Wiser man learns from other people's mistakes. And the wisest man learns from both.
For sure, bro. Preach that.
That's what I do here, man. I preach out and guide everybody as much as I can, because like I just want everybody to succeed,
Right.
I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to grow. I want them to be big, I don't want anybody to be feeling like, oh, I got left behind. It's like, well, I mean, why did you get left behind? Because I know it wasn't for me. I try to help,
I feel that. That's awesome, bro. Yeah. And like you said, this podcast thing, it's a bit rewarding, hear people out, share their story, and you share it. You share it on that platform that you got. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I try my best. But you say yourself that you actually started you know how to play guitar. So you have a little background in music theory, correct?
Oh yeah. Music. So I started playing saxophone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in band in middle school and elementary. In high school, I moved down here or up here, and I did not go into band in high school. But yeah, saxophone. So I know how to read music like the old school way.
Okay.
On the sheets and stuff. Probably a little rusty, but yeah, I know that. Music theory right now at this point of me producing is it's not like instant. I sometimes have to like count my little 3, 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a little knowledge of music theory. I do want to like learn a lot more. It's just one of those things. Music theory, it's like, it's so, how do you say it?
It's complicated.
It's complicated. I mean, it's simple, but it's a pain in the ass.
No, absolutely. Hey, dude, I don't know nothing about music theory. I'll be honest with you, bro. The way I do my songs is the cool thing about dubstep is that you can make a sick sound while using the same scale. you know every dubstep song is a F minor. At least the most basic generic dubstep is always going to be F minor.
Mm-hmm.
You can switch it up by doing F major or G minor or E minor, sure. But you know that those are like the most generic. So you learn from them. You learn, you know, I learned from them and I say like, all right, so these are the notes. And those are the notes that I highlight myself. It's like, okay. And sometimes I even forget about it. So I had to go back to my cheat sheet and look at it. It's like, all right, if I'm F minor, what are the notes that I'm allowed to play? Okay, these are the notes I'm allowed to play. All right, let me play this. And also when I'm doing chords, I gotta go, okay, if it's an F, what are the chords? C, A, F. I said that right, right?
What do you mean? In what? In F sharp? In F major? F minor?
F. Okay, so it's C. It's F C. No, F A C. When you're playing on the piano. So when you get that chord, bang.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Fuck yeah. There you go. So you know, I need my cheat sheet. You know, like I need to have
me
it.
too. Like I said, it's not on the back of my mind. It's not like right there, but I do have to like sometimes do the cheat sheet and work my way around. But I do want to like really, really learn it. That way I don't have to do shit and just I want to play a melody, boom, it's there. Chord, boom, it's there.
I'll be honest, dude. Ableton 11 just made it the biggest cheat sheet ever.
Really?
Because now when you're actually on the MIDI chords and you got it on the piano, you can literally select what scale do you want to be. And Ableton will literally highlight the notes for that scale.
Oh, wow.
So like,
it's kind of like, I think FL does that.
Yeah, I've heard from people that FL does that.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen it, but it's my first time seeing it in a live event. And bro, I was just like,
wow,
I was like,
that's awesome,
bro. Where was this when I started out with Ableton in 8, bro?
I might just get Ableton 11 instead of learning music theory then, man.
Bro, I telling you, it's super easy, fucking super easy. Just like imagine you're right here on the screen and you just F minor, you know, scale, key, minor, and your entire piano chord is highlighted. It's like, all right, these are the notes that are for that scale that you should only play. And then you click fold and it's like, boom, that's it. Those are all you gotta do is just map it out. Map it out, whatever melody you want to play. Just map it out and that's it. You don't even have to think if you're out of scale. No, it's right there. Map it out. Just go and then that's it. In fact,
is it can you upgrade?
Yeah,
like if I have,
you can upgrade. I just don't know depending on whether they can actually charge you for it. Right. I know they charge me.
I'm sure they will.
Every time I upgrade. They always charge me like an extra $200.
But I mean, it's better than just buying it. Like, what is it? Like $850 a grand?
Oh yeah,
almost?
yeah,
like brand new.
Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing now is that they give you the option to pay it in increments, like monthly payments,
installments.
Yeah. So when I upgraded myself to 11, I only paid $37 per month until I finally own it. Now I finally own it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's like
I might do that then. Honestly,
much more.
I gotta wait for my new laptop. I gotta wait for this.
Yeah. Once your once your new laptop comes, then consider it. You know. And it's definitely worth it when you're when you feel like, damn, I don't have $200 on the spot right now, but I can pay it like little by little until I own it. It's like they do that very good, man, and I love it, man. I love it. It was the best decision I did. It was upgrading myself to 11. Now all my computers have 11.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I even do my edits in fucking Ableton.
I was gonna ask, you probably could do a lot of stuff in Ableton, right? Like probably like podcast stuff too, just edit, cut clips.
Dude, every time
like that.
All I gotta do is whatever I record from our interview, I basically bounce it to Ableton. Ableton will just read it out for me, and then the little window screen will appear, and then I can just like literally listen the entire podcast and bleep out some of the stuff or cut any open spaces, like any, no talking, so I can just cut that out and paste it together. And at the same time, I'm mixing and mastering at the same time, So I already have a mixing chain in the track, and then a master chain in the master output. So basically, I'm just listening, making sure that everything's all leveled up and everything can be listened loud and clear. And at the same time, you can actually see it like very cohesive. Obviously, my level of editing is not like any of the pros. You can honestly see like when a scene gets cut or when something gets skipped over. Like it's very sudden.
Right.
That's not the point I'm trying to get.
It comes with it.
You're here to listen what we're trying to say, And once I finish that, I can export it to up to 4K.
Yeah, Ableton.
Yeah, and then once I got that, then I'll just put that on Premiere, just slap the coloring and slap the intro and outro, bounce and put it on YouTube. And put it on the other platforms. That's it.
Premiere's another crazy software, man. Awesome. I got the chance. I used to try and make like YouTube mixes myself. I used to try and edit them. Yeah, man, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Premiere Pro is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you got to know it. You got to know what the hell you're doing, man.
Yeah. I only know like the most basic shit ever on Premiere because, like I said, I just slap the edit version of the interview, add the intro and outro, and give a little bit of coloring, and that's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything outside of extra shit,
Yeah, I used to try and edit, like make cuts, transitions, all that, and it's hard. It's almost like an Ableton of videos.
Yeah, something like that.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But again, I use YouTube, man. Everything's on YouTube. If I need to know how to do a little transition, boom, there, type it up. It's there. Go step by step, and that's how I've always learned it. So, yeah, man. All these different softwares are pretty cool and kind of similar in a way.
YouTube Academy.
Photoshop. YouTube Academy, baby. That's where it's at. It's awesome.
Yeah. So let me ask you, like, how do you go by when you're entering one of your sessions? Because you say that you have a basic of music theory. So I'm very curious of how you actually get yourself dirty when you're doing your songs.
Yeah. So honestly, I try and start kick and bass. Kick and bass. Drums. I know there's a lot of people that opposite, but I do kick and bass, drums, and then I try and find like melodies, or I try and like play out melodies. If I'm sampling something, I throw it on there, and then according to what I'm using, actually probably like switch around my bass line, play around with it since I do house, because that's everything. Honestly, you have to have a good bass line. So yeah, I mean, that's how I start. The drums, melody. I try and add some vocals, nothing crazy, and then your 8-bar loop.
Yeah,
and then I started arranging. Very simple. And then once I have everything kind of arranged, I intro, first drop, breakdown, all that. And then I start, getting saucy with it. I start, going in and really going part by part. Intro this, first breakdown this, drop this, switch it up. And then, and yeah, man, I mean, every song is different. So I can't say I always do that, but that's what I usually do.
And your thing is house. That's your thing. Like
now, yeah, it's house, full house.
Like regular house, or is like specific house, like tech house, G house?
Tech house. It's tech house. Tech house for sure. Yeah. Okay. Tech house for sure. But again, I tried recently. I've been incorporating a lot of like reggaeton sounds. I've been using a little more like the dembo, like the snares. Yeah, in the background, I have it. To make it sound with the drums. I incorporate it. I try to use a lot of bongos and congas in the background too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been using a more Latin tech I wouldn't say Latin house because I feel like Latin house again is very chill, more percussion, but tech house, you got that bass, that pumping bass with kick.
Okay.
So I would say it's like Latin tech almost. Latin tech house. That's what I'm really focusing on right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how's actually the industry with tech house itself?
Dude, I don't know. I find it obviously it's very competitive.
Really?
That's what's popping off right now. Like we said, house music, it's everywhere right now. So it's very competitive. But I feel like you just got to put the grind in it, man. You gotta really be active. You gotta try and do it all. You have to you gotta DJ for sure. You gotta be out here DJing, trying to get as many little gigs as you can, meeting people in your area, especially because one thing I came to realize is regarding a fan base, even though you're really starting up.
Yeah.
You can't rely. I used to rely too much on having like people I know come out to like see me and stuff like that. But I realized that you got to get people in that music scene to come see you and come support more than anything.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that really come out and love this shit as much as you do. So regarding that, that's what I think of it. And then that's the DJing side. Like I said, you have to have a little bit of everything. And then the production side, you got to try it all as well. Like right now, I'm focusing on, like I said, finding your sound. I'm trying to do the Latin tech house vibe, since I have a reggaeton background. And I try and do a lot of my own marketing in a way. I try and reach out to as many people as I can. I have like sometimes I spend like an hour a day, for example. Sometimes I go on Instagram and I'm commenting on people's stuff, like saying, "Yo, what's up?" I'm that person. I spam the shit out of you, and I don't know. That's how I do it. Sometimes I send music. I communicate with people. I show love, and every time I have like a new track out, I try and send it to as many people as I can, record labels, and feedback. That's the way I go. That's what I do. That's what I try and do at least, and hope for the best. And we'll see what happens.
Before I get to the part that I want to ask you about your projects, I'm very curious that you said about you sent some demos to these labels. What has been your experience behind that?
It's a lot of work. I try and send it to as many little labels as I do big labels. For example, like Repopulate Mars, it's not really spinning records and stuff like that, because I know that's, out of the ballpark for now, at least. But I try and reach out to as many, labels, and small and big labels. A lot of times, they don't answer. When they do answer, it's either a yes or no. And I get happy, honestly, if it's a no or a yes, because you get an answer. You feel me? Like,
that's way better than being ghosted.
Exactly. Being ghosted is not it. So even if it's a no, I'll take it. It's not what you like. It's not at the time, and on to the next one.
I agree. A lot of things I actually want to bring back from everything that you just said. Like, it's very true what you said. Like, you can't just expect to bring like the people to come over to your shows, because because they can help at the moment. It's a number, but is that gonna be the same number as consistent and every time you're gonna be playing?
That's what exactly, and that's what I noticed. Like, I'd bring out my closest 10, 15 max people that I can bring out. But if you're having a gig every week, it's like, it's hard for the same people to come out every single time.
And they can only support you for as much as they can, So that's something that people really don't realize. It's like, yeah, sure, I got my friends and whatever, but are those friends gonna be every fucking weekend supporting you? Or if you play once a month, are they really gonna be there every fucking month? No, you need to find ways to grow your audience and have people to come over. It's like, hey, shit, I said it before, like, I came from Puerto Rico. I'm not from Miami. So when I came here, like, I had literally nobody. None of my friends were here. So imagine me as a bass producer trying to get people to come over to my show, like, hey, I'm performing, I'm opening for this artist, I'm I'm doing this, and that. It's like having that it's a hassle, it's a pain in the ass, but it's a full grind when I had to do it because I know it's like this is the only way for me to have some fans, at least some fans here in the in the scene, because I'm not gonna have anybody but myself to support myself,
Yeah, for sure.
So it's actually a very hard grind, and doing it again now as a podcaster is actually even harder because it's most of the time, I say this very, very useful. Like it's easy to promote someone as an artist versus promote someone as a podcaster. Because in an artist, you can promote the song. It's very easy to market and people will listen to it. It's just like what, a 3-minute, 5-minute song. All right, cool. It's dope. Whatever. Move on to the next one. But can you actually really get those people to sit down and listen to an hour or 2-hour conversation? It's hard. It's very hard, especially people who are trying to learn, who are trying to get into the industry. Sometimes you don't get them the whole time, So it's very hard to market it. And I've seen that as the long run. But the more I interview people, the more people starting to notice me and see me and starting to see like, oh shit, he's getting a point. Like he's getting people over and, he's been putting people out. And
for sure, man. I think it's dope. Like I said, what you're doing. And I feel like it's about also that, like you said, you're in the Miami area. So I feel like, you've been doing it. I've seen, your videos. Try and get, like you said, try and get as many people in the area as possible. That's dope because look, I saw, for example, Andy's podcast.
Yeah.
The one that you did with Andy, I was like, all right. So I'm not the only one that's seen it. I'm sure in the Miami scene, all the, the local DJs that are coming up as well. They're like, he's on a podcast, regardless, what podcast it is, it's still a podcast. And I feel like you're in the golden era of podcasting right now, bro. That shit's blowing up and like, yeah, dude. So it's, even though, like you said, it's a bit hard right now, it's the best time to start it because it's been blowing up. And, like I said, I don't know. Personally, who wouldn't, in my opinion, like who wouldn't want to be in a podcast? It's a dope platform. You know what I mean? It's a dope platform. You get to talk, you're chilling, and you're sharing, it's awesome.
And most important for the interviewer, it's exposure. More than anything, it's a free exposure. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for like anything. I'm just asking for you to sit down with me and have a conversation and talk about things. It's fucking free exposure for everyone, helps you, helps me, it works both ways. People get to see your side, the side that normally that people don't have the chance to see. People can understand you. Because in this industry, unless you work in this industry, outside of it, there's no people that will understand your struggles more than the people that are actually working along with you.
For sure.
Like as much as for example, as much as your parents support you with your music and everything, they can never understand what you're going for and what you have to do and what you gotta do to get to these certain things. For you, it's an achievement. For them, it's like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I really don't see any actions. I really don't see anything that's, blowing. You see it because you're doing it. But from outside of it, because they don't understand, they don't know what's going on. They don't see that, So it's very hard for people to understand this. So when they sit down in these interviews with me, it gives them a second opinion about it. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even thought about that. Damn, I didn't know that you had to do this and that on your own. It's like yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
you get the whole backside of everything,
Right. Yeah. And it's a shame that I'm not naming names, but it's a shame that a lot of people that are trying to get over to the show, sometimes I get ghosted. Even after they say yeah.
Yeah.
See, if they ghost me, that's fine. If you respond to me and you say yeah, and then I don't hear from you again, okay, now I have a problem because you already made a commitment and I was excited for that. And now you're like now you're just like disappear from me like I never existed.
Yeah, that's cap.
That's cap. And I'll give you a bigger one. I hate when it's a bigger cap when I got certain artists that says, yeah, to me, go talk to my manager so he can schedule it. Manager the managers either ghost me or they just say, nah, we're past. So it's like, it gives me that conflict. It's like, okay, your client says yes. I'm telling you, they say yes. You're telling me no. Why not? Free exposure.
Right.
As a manager, you want your client to get as much exposure as possible, especially when it's free. The fact that you don't have to pay or do anything to lift a finger to promote your artist, they just do it, and it's like, oh, perfect. Yeah. They're doing my job. Those are the ones that I hate the most to deal with, you know. And I understand that there's gonna be a lot of times in which like I can send 20 letters to 20 people, and I'm gonna get rejected by more than half of it and get 5 out of them. That's fine by me. I'm happy with the 5, you know. And I expect the rejection. I'm not complaining about it. I'm complaining the part, you know, when you decide to do a commitment with me, and then you backtrack or you ghost me altogether. That I cannot accept and I cannot forgive or forget, you know, because, you know.
Yeah, it's understandable. Same thing. I mean, and like perhaps like the music scene, same thing, you know, like let's say, I don't know, a gig or something, or a record label, for example. They do that, you know, that's not cool.
And I hate it.
But it happens.
It happens to everybody. And I'm okay to talk about this stuff, you know, so people can understand. It's like, hey guys, like you guys are not the only one. I get rejected all the time, bro. It's like to me, it's like water at this point. You know,
part of the job. Yeah,
it's part of the job, you know. But it's what you do afterwards is what makes the difference. It's like, okay, are you gonna sulk about it? Or are you just gonna move forward and find something bigger and better? And most of the time, I always find something bigger and better. Like I get rejected by 5 people, but then I got an answer for one big guy, and I was like, well, that one big guy is worth 10 of those. So it's like, and another cool thing is that, all right, if I get rejected by these people, that's fine. They're not the only people in the world. I can still look and search for more and do more research on who else is out there and try to reach them out, you know?
Have you been reaching like the people just in the Miami area, or like any just hitting up people on Instagram and
all around?
All around.
Mostly I found everybody on Instagram. It's much more easy. Everybody's on Instagram, and I could just DM you and, you know, let's get it. And if they have representation, I will tell them at the end, is like, hey, if you feel comfortable that you want me to talk to your manager, I'm more than happy to do so. Just send me away the email and I will tag you along with it, you know? I have no problem with that. I started out by getting some of the local scene here in South Florida, at least the majority of the bass heads, you know? At least the bass heads that I know that are literally making some moves, you know?
Yeah.
And then somehow, I don't know how, I started to go outside of Florida, and then it ended up with people from Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, I got people from France, from Spain, from Greek, from Czech Republic, you know, homies from there. And then after that, I got homies from other states here in the US, from Colorado to California to North Carolina to like Texas. Like I literally, I'm hitting everybody up. Now I got interviews. I got confirmation for a bunch of people from Canada, from California again. You know, like
dope.
Dude,
good to see, man. Yeah, it's all, like I said, it's all about reaching out and hitting up as many people as you can.
The way you said it yourself is like, you know, how am I going to get this organic growth? It's like you said it yourself very clearly. It's like you actually went there into the pages and you hit them up and you say, hey, thank you for the follow, or hey, thank you for the like, and hey, what's up, this and that. I agree, and this and that. And that's how people attract, you know, that's how you get your organic growth, you know.
It is.
And that's the best way, because that's how you know these are my legit fans, that they will follow me from through and through, you know?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I agree completely.
Now, I'm going to circle back again to that whole demo submission part, because this is it's a very interesting subject, controversial a lot, because I say this with the most looking out way possible for anybody. I say when it comes to record labels, I don't look at them. Not anymore. Back then I did, but now after many years of working in the industry, I kind of see how things they go and how they move. I tell people don't fucking focus on record labels. To be honest, focus on you. Focus on you, and don't bother sending demos to any of these labels or submissions. Don't bother. It ain't worth your time. Now, I'm not saying on all of them. There's a few labels that definitely will listen and reach out to you, say yes or no. That's fine. But in reality, if you want to be heard by anybody and you want these labels to look at you, you gotta release your own songs. You have to put them out.
Yeah.
And you have to send these songs to these artists. Those well-established artists. Yeah. Get that artist support. Get the promo emails for them and say, yo, hey, I just did this, would love for feedback, whatnot, that's it. If they fuck with it, bro, they will tell you, yo, I fuck with the song, I'm gonna play it all.
For sure.
This. And before you know it, an A&R is gonna pop out and it's gonna listen to that song. It's like, yo, where'd you get that song? Is that yours? It's like, nah, that ain't mine. It's from this kid. This kid gave it to me.
Yeah.
And that's how they're gonna look at you.
Yeah, that's really important too. I forgot to mention that as well. I mean, I have a whole fucking list on my phone notes, on my iPhone notes of demo emails that I've collected in the last couple months. Because as I send these record labels, I also have to do my own, I do my own, like I said, my own marketing. So I try and get as many demos as I can, and that's another thing I do. It's a lot of work, but emails, demos, Instagram DMs. And yeah, man, that's I feel like that's the way to go. I mean, at least personally, that's what I've seen, and that's what I think most people do.
I don't know how the tech house scene really works. I honestly don't know. I just go by for what you said, or for what other people
still trying to figure it out myself, brother.
But I do know as a producer that I've been doing this for quite some time, I know that me focusing on labels should be the last thing ever, because how A&Rs are working right now is very statistics and very, pulls. You gotta have the pulls because they want to know, like, if you pull this much, can you pull this much in our label?
Right.
They don't really, they're not really in the position in which, like, yeah, you got the talent, yeah, we'll give you a shot. Like, nah, they don't look at that anymore. They look at more as like, let me see your socials. Like, how many people you follow on socials, how many likes you get, how many plays you get, how many comments. All that shit now is part of, besides having the talent, this. But they emphasize more on that more than your talent. That's the uncomfortable truth in what's happening right now.
It is. And that's why I said, like, you kind of have to, do it all.
Yeah, do it all.
You gotta have, in my opinion, I don't know, because I've talked to people that are like, I mean, you don't need your IG to be, a certain way, to be popping. You don't need to, have these likes. And you don't. I mean, you really don't. But
it helps.
At least it does. But at least have, a decent page, a cool, that you pull it up and you're like, oh, okay, these pictures are cool.
Exactly.
DJing. Exactly. So I feel like you need a little bit of everything, have it all. Nothing crazy either, because I feel like you do have to keep it genuine. You got to be true to yourself and who you are. But you don't want to overdo it. But yeah, have some cool pictures. Be active, which I think is the most important part. Be active, man. Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate social media altogether. Like, I hate
it's a pain, man. It's a pain, but it is what it is. It's there.
It's the only way that actually gives you, the numbers,
It has its pros and cons. It has a lot of pros and cons.
To me, it has
maybe more probably cons, but
yeah.
But the cool thing is that, you get to share, and that's, in my opinion, the best part. Like, you get to reach out, like you said, even for your podcast, you get to reach out.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, for right now, Instagram, I treat it as my, I don't know, like your portfolio, I guess you can say, you know, like your LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
That's your job profile, you know?
Basically that's how I have my Instagram. That's like my portfolio, my place where you can see my credentials, you know?
Exactly.
You can see, like, you know, these are the people that I've interviewed. Look who I'm interviewing this, you know, couple of months and whatnot. And that's how I have it right now, man.
Same. I mean, I just have my music stuff. Obviously, like, you know, Fresko, shows, you know, me playing music, DJing, production. You know, I have my links, everything set up, my stories. So, I mean, I really never really used social media like too crazy, or at least I have, but not, you know, I wasn't always like posting and out here, you know, posting selfies and trips and all this.
Yeah, no, so, none of that.
Yeah,
you
know,
shit.
Exactly. So I decided, you know, from the business side, it's helpful, really helpful if you use it right. I feel like it's a great tool, but all that other, like you said, all that other bullshit, you know, not for me.
I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. Like, I can handle some of that shit. Like, in all honesty, I would rather pay somebody to handle all my social media accounts. Honestly.
Right? How easy would that be, man?
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure there's like a
100%,
lot.
100%. Yeah. For sure there is. It's
a lot
of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's little time for you, you know, because it does consume you. Just to dedicate one post is like a lot. Like, you'll be spending at least a good 20 minutes to, you know, to do a single post.
Oh, man.
At a specific time.
Yes, sir. Takes me like 20 minutes. Even though it's I already have it set, it's just I overlook it, I overthink it. I'm like, nah, this shit sounds stupid. Nah, this, that. Yeah.
That's why. It's a lot of work. That's why I don't overthink it about it. I just like, this is what it is. That's it. All right.
Exactly.
Take it or leave it. I could give a shit about it. And that's how I treat it right now. I treat it as like, I don't give a shit. I'm just here giving you guys updates and letting you know it's like what I'm doing. And I'm still in the scene. You know, I'm still in the scene. Just lurking in the shadows. That's all. And giving away some secrets here and there, because nobody's gonna give it to you. Well, it's like, all right, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna give you the secrets to what shit happens here in the industry.
So you don't have a like an artist profile. It's mostly like right now your current podcast IG.
Well, basically my IG itself started as my own my artist profile, you know, but I over time is like, I'm not really doing anything as me as an artist. I'm not really releasing any songs anytime soon. I'm not really working on anything anytime soon. Probably I'll work something on the side after I'm finished editing all 7 other podcasts that I gotta edit and schedule them. Probably that's when I actually take my time and do something. But yeah, like I turn my own artist page into my podcast page itself.
Your podcast page, your business page in general.
Yeah, I like all I gotta do is just switch the name from Wolves and Music to the Lone Wolf Podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I leave it at there just for now until, you know, things get a little bit bigger. You know, once I'm already hitting the numbers and things are moving forward with that, that's where I'll just have those accounts separate for the time being. But for now, I just need all my accounts under one, so that way I know what I'm managing, you know.
That's the way to go too. I feel like I don't know where I've seen it, but every social media you have has to be kind of the same name, kind of the same setup. You got to keep it all under one.
Yeah, keep it under one umbrella. Basically,
exactly.
So everything is under the one umbrella of Wolves and Music. That's my umbrella. So everything, my music and my podcast, everything is under that one umbrella for the time being, you know, until I expand myself in my business, and then that's where I was like, all right, cool. These two can be separate, but they're still in that one. You know, I'm still the one boss. Yeah, I mean, it's all part of the business, you know. It's little by little, but you get there. You know, you just need to have something with numbers, so it may, like you say, so it looks decent, looks like presentable. You know, it doesn't look like you got to like 100 followers, you know, like no,
yeah, exactly.
like you got like at least a good decent followers that people can you know see like, oh okay, I can see it.
Consistency though too, you know. I feel like consistency is key as well. Like, you know, you gotta keep doing it. One eventually is gonna stick, man. You know,
yeah, absolutely. Consistency is definitely the golden key to all this. Like, there's like, like I don't know, like you really have to be consistent with your work, with not just only on social media presence, but also on your music and on marketing your music. You know, it has to be right there so people can actually fuck with it and see it. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's a big part. This whole market. Some people say, you know, some people think it's just you're good at making music or you're just good at being a DJ. But again, go back to the thing that you just gotta have it. Try and do everything. You know, try and have it all.
Yeah,
everything you know is important.
Unfortunately, we have reached the plateau in which nowadays we have to do everything. Like we have to know a little bit of everything. You know, it's not like before that. Like if you're a producer, you're the producer. You're the artist, you're the artist. You're the singer, you're the singer.
Yeah.
You're the engineer, you're the engineer. Like no, now you gotta be a little bit of everything. Like you're the artist, the producer, the singer, the writer, the marketer, the publicist, you know, you have to do you need to learn to do everything, you know. It sucks. And the reason why it's because in today's technology age, everything is so accessible.
Exactly. Everybody can do it, but takes a lot of work. It's not that easy.
Oh, of course not. Like it's never gonna be easy. If it were that easy, you know, everybody would be doing exactly what they wanted to be doing, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I find it interesting.
Yeah. It's one of those things like that you notice in the industry. There's still certain things that you say like, that hasn't changed. But then there's other things in which you'll be like, yeah, that. What are your current thoughts of what's happening right now with the music scene? You know,
what's happening with the music scene? I feel like again, it's transitioned a lot to what we're just saying. It's not only just one thing; it's everything. I think it's in a way, like you said, it's very difficult now because you have so much on your plate that you got to do. But I feel like it's almost it's harder, but it's almost easier at the same time. That like you can do it. It doesn't matter like who you are. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. It doesn't matter if this and that, what you look like, where you're from. As long as you're willing to do it and you have like a laptop, a phone, social media.
Yeah.
You could reach out to people. You can do it. You can get started. You know, it doesn't take much to get started. Whereas before, I feel like you had to go through a record label or you had to know somebody in the music industry. So I think social media is a great tool in that sense. And I feel like that's what it is nowadays.
Do you think SoundCloud is dead or
SoundCloud is dead? I honestly, personally, I use SoundCloud a shit ton,
right?
Bro. I use SoundCloud a lot because at the same time that I use Beatport, you know, getting all the popular tracks, all the dope tracks, you know, more professional, I guess, sound. SoundCloud, there's some bangers there. There's some bangers there that are not, you know, put out on Beatport and yeah, dude, for sure. I use SoundCloud a lot, bro. I actually started using SoundCloud more when I started doing house music. All I used to do was SoundCloud hype edit, you know, hype edit downloads. And then recently I got more into Beatport. So now it's more like a 50-50 type. But before it was all SoundCloud. Like literally a year ago, it was all SoundCloud for me. It's a good, like I said, I feel like you find things that you don't find, you know, on the popular charts and stuff, and they're still pretty cool tracks and stuff. I've never used it as a social media though, because I know you can message people and, you know, be like, hey, here's my track and this and that, but never use it in that sense. Just more of the music aspect, like checking out songs, liking songs. Yeah,
I ignore it, all those messages. Like I really do not know who the fuck is there.
I have no clue. I don't really check them. So I mean, I think it is dead to the regular people, like, to regular, not music industry people. If I ask one of my homeboys, like, yo, SoundCloud, like, they probably don't use it. You either Apple or
Spotify,
Apple Music or Spotify.
Yeah.
But I feel like DJ wise, DJ friends, people in the music scene, I feel like SoundCloud still gets around.
I agree with that. I still use SoundCloud to put all my episodes, and I still put,
okay.
all my unreleased tracks are still there, and if whenever I gotta send it to somebody, I send them the link, and that's it,
Exactly. That's another thing, the link. You don't have to fucking be on Dropbox all the time.
Yeah.
Or you could just click that link and it's set.
Yeah, the whole Dropbox shit is annoying as fuck,
It is, man. It really is.
I'd rather just give me something that's streamable for me to listen.
Yeah. No, I think, again, I don't think SoundCloud. Do you think SoundCloud is dead?
I honestly don't think is dead, but but I agree with you in the sense that, it's not for the regular consumer. It's more for producers and DJs, because I do actually find a lot of new artists from SoundCloud. Like, there's a lot of people that I never listened in my damn entire life, and when I hear some of their music, it's like, holy shit, these are fucking fire,
Fire, yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that's where big names and big record labels and stuff like that find people. Because, I mean, you can't find, it's very hard for a random Joe to just put up or like a starter, somebody that's starting up, to put up a song on Spotify and be up there, because, you're going to be overlooked for sure. On SoundCloud, you have more, I guess, variety of people. Doesn't matter how many likes there is, you're gonna find a song. It's gonna be out there random.
Mm-hmm. How many unreleased songs you got on SoundCloud?
Bro, probably like 10. Yeah, probably like 10. And this is over the course of maybe a year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so like I'm the type of person. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like I said, I just started getting into more house. Because before then, I was just making like a reggaeton beat, starting up. I picked up Ableton, and I was like, all right, let me do this. But then I really started getting into house, like over quarantine, like right when quarantine hit. So yeah, I have a couple unreleased tracks. I have one that's going to be coming out soon, actually. Don't want to spoil it yet. Been trying to avoid that, but yeah, I have one coming out soon, hopefully within the next 2 months. I'm gonna start promoting it. Yeah. It's a little Spanish, again, reggaeton type Latin house. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, I've been making projects onto the next, because I have a tendency of going back to the same project, man. And getting stuck on it. I'm just like, fuck. Oh, that's my God,
every producer's, worst nightmare. Like,
that's the worst.
Dude,
even now, I'm like
preaching to the choir.
I go back. Yeah, dude. Even now, I go back, and I'm like, fuck. I can add this, and I can add this, but nah. You're never gonna get that sound. You're your biggest critic.
It's the not satisfaction that every time you hear the song is like, damn, I should actually change this. Man, I should add this and that. Like, you're never gonna be satisfied with the end product. Never. Even after you release it,
exactly.
You still feel like, fuck,
I could have added this.
Yeah, bro. Every producer goes through this, trial and error all the time, bro.
Exactly.
I don't know, bro. It's something about us that we feel like we're not perfectionists, but at the same time we're trying to be one, and this is this is the excuse that we're trying to give ourselves. Like, it could be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I try and like I said, just work, move on. I sometimes go back a little bit, but work, move on, close it next. Because that used to really, really get annoying. I would spend fucking days, weeks, months on a track and not moving forward. And I'm like, nah, that can't happen.
I was actually gonna ask you, like, how long does it take for you to finish a project of yours?
It honestly depends. Like I said, I'm not at that crazy level yet. But I know I could work my way around. I know what I'm doing. It usually takes anywhere from a week to at least have it pretty much done, you know, before the mixing and mastering and all that, to a couple weeks, maybe a month max, you know. But because sometimes like it comes and goes, you know. Sometimes I'm on fire and I got it down, you know, the song comes out nice, and then there's other times where it's like, fuck, and I spent weeks and I'm just like, nah, I can't move on. And so, but in a perfect freaking world,
yeah,
max, I would say 2 weeks on a song right now, you know.
Damn, that's what's up. That's not bad, right? Mix and master or like the whole thing?
The whole thing, probably like I said, 2 weeks. 2 weeks and that, maybe like 2 weeks.
And then you mix and master afterwards?
No, like 2 weeks mix and master.
Oh, done. With everything, the whole shebang bang, like the whole thing.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
damn, that's not bad. All right.
To the point. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I try and set. Like I said, you mentioned it earlier. You try not to do it as a job. You know what I mean? That kind of got to your head. But in my personal opinion, the way I go about it, I try and do my schedule, man. I try and actually do it as a job because I love it that much that I don't think it's gonna, or at least yet, you know. I come home, start my track on a Monday.
Right.
The whole weekdays, I focus on this song. Couple days to, you know, arrange it, blah blah blah. The weekend comes and I go out. You know, I don't do production that much on the weekends. And then the next week comes and I wrap it up, mix and master, and then hopefully by then it's sounding good and I get it done.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, I try and keep that consistency every week. You know, Monday open a project, start a new project and work.
That's actually pretty good. You know, keep that consistency, you know, saying like, I gotta be working at this and tomorrow, this and that. You know, scheduling when you're trying to do projects is very helpful. I can tell you that for sure from past experience. Oh yeah. Like I set myself like, all right, I get out of work at 5 and I don't want to be at traffic because I'll be spending an hour in traffic. So instead of me spending an hour in traffic, why don't I use that 1 hour or two working on a project? And I spent every day an hour or two after work working on that project or a different project or so. Just have something that I have to work every day.
Something to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And once I feel like
in that field.
Yeah. Once I feel like I'm done for the day, like I was just like, all right, time to go. Oh, okay.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 7 o'clock. Traffic should be dying down. Oh, I gotta be home like in 15 minutes or something, you know?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't
a big thing that's helped me too with the whole consistency and like and doing it every day and the schedule is finding, besides your friend group, your regular homies and everything, like try and find a circle of people doing the same shit as you. Especially as a DJ and producer.
Yeah.
Helps me a lot, man. I've met great friends, like I told you, my boys from Icon. Shout out to them and my really good friend Scene Double, the two twins, man. They drive me a lot. They drive me to do music a lot every day, man. Yeah, shout out Scene Double. We send each other our songs like every week. Yo, did you make a song today? Yo, I'm stuck on this. He sends me it. I listen to it. We criticize it, you know. So that really gets you going because it's hard to do it yourself. I feel like, at least for me, I'm the type of person that I need to have somebody, you know, be to drive you a little bit, you know, to be like doing the same thing as you. Know you, especially that you know that, oh, yo, this person also gets stuck like me. This person is also trying to learn like me, you know. And it's cool. Definitely a circle helps you out a lot. I've come to learn.
I agree, dude. I agree. Yeah. Especially when you're in a collective group, you know, the people that, you know, you can fuck with and you feel like, oh, I could actually ask for feedback from this person and they can tell me specifically what's wrong with it and how I can fix this and what are their thoughts about it. Absolutely, bro, because it's way better to work with a group instead of working by yourself, you know?
For sure.
Because like if you work for yourself, it's like you're just gonna assume that it's good no matter what.
Yeah, and I don't know, it can even get boring at times. I mean, I don't collab with these people, with my friends. I do, but you know, not always. But I mean through like text, phone calls. Like I'm like, yo, I'm making this shit right now. How does it sound? Oh, that sounds dope. It sounds trash. Yo, take that off. You know, blah blah blah. Like it's cool to do that. And it helps me out a lot. That's a big factor that's helped me out a lot at least this past couple years.
Right. I mean, and that was another thing I was actually gonna ask you. Like, what's your creative process when it comes to working on collaborations?
On collabs, I've really only collab a couple times, and the times that I have is with my boy Leo Gennaro. He's one of the music producers that I told you about from Icon. I usually go to his crib because he has a nicer home studio than I do, for sure. And he, you know, I don't know. At first, when I first met him, it was a bit, you know, a little awkward to break that ice. Okay. But then musically, like, we started getting along. So, you know, he lays down the drums, I lay down this, you know, back. It's like a back to back.
Okay.
He does one thing, I do the next. As he's doing something, if I have an opinion, I'm like, yo, like, you know, put this hat here instead of here, or like, yo, cut this low end or this high end, or yo, sidechain this. It's teamwork, you know. It's not just like one person does it and the other person's like, all right, you're done. My turn. I feel like it's a project that you got to do. Both of you at the same time. Like, you know, you're talking, doing this. You do that, I do this. I don't like that. I like this. Yeah, and I feel like you got to get to know the person too a little bit,
right?
Because
get the feel of it, you know?
Yeah, get the feel of it. So everybody's a bit different, and you never know, you know, like, you know, you don't want to tell somebody, yo, I don't like that fucking kick you put.
Yeah, you want to be, you want to be, you know, happy turns with the other person. Like, you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to tiptoe anybody's toes, and you just you want everybody to be on the same page, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I like it. It's dope collaborating. But for sure, for anybody, you know, doing music and stuff, a collective group is really dope, or like a group chat, you know, where you could send your shit to.
I'm actually part of a group chat, and I joined like last December from that's called Grocery Boys. Shout out to every single person, you know, Ryan Mantek, you know, Andrew Fotts, Brandon Semi-Dubs, and, you know, Dr. Ushu, Danny, and everybody, Infinite, Robbie, Tangras. All these guys are dope people, and they work in the, like you said, they're all in this Discord server, and and they just basically chill around. They just chill around, say, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's good? Are you doing or not? And any given time, you can ask for feedback for anybody. And they all have different genres. They'll bass on different genres. And you can just give them, I'm a bass artist. I could give them my dubs and song to a house guy, and the house guy is going to give them my feedback. It's like, yo, I feel it's dope. I think that you can shorten this up a little bit and have this like that and blah, blah. It's like, dude, like, this is exactly what I needed. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Somebody help me around. So there's...
For sure. Yeah, man.
So joining to one of these collective groups, man, it helps a lot. And they're in it for the same thing. They're all coming for the same goal.
Reason.
So it's our own little community that we're trying to grow each other together. And, you know, we're all helping each other out to be big, you know? That's the end goal for everyone. Yeah. Everybody be big. Everybody can eat, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. That really helped me out a lot. I'm glad I was able to do that.
Yeah, and obviously it's not easy to get into these groups, no? You know?
It's not, no.
Like, most of the time, it's all being recommended by someone. For me, getting into this group, it was because I was recommended, you know?
Yeah.
And they helped me out right from the get-go. But the way how I did it is because, you know, the keyword network. I network myself up.
For sure.
And that's very important. You know, that's the only way how you get to meet people for all different backgrounds. It don't matter if it's an artist, as a manager, as an agent, as an A&R, as like whatever. Like, network with people. You never know who's out there who's actually could help you in the long term.
Yeah. I mean, now they're my boys. Like, I didn't really got into it as a collective, like you're saying. Is more of just like well, I grew up with my boys singing double. They're two twins from my high school. We started getting closer and closer because of music, and then I met my boy Leo and Paulie through an event that I had through a gig. And yeah, man, you know, I network I was like, yo, you do music, I do music. Let's link up. We linked up, and then I brought my other friends, and now we're a group. Like, you know, we're all boys. We do music shit. We go out, party together. Like, it's dope. Because not all of my friends like house music. You know, my childhood homies, they don't fuck with house music. So
yeah.
When I go out and stuff, I go with my music friends now, which are my boys now. You know, awesome.
Now, let me ask you this: do you have experienced writer's block?
Writer's block, like regarding publishing a song?
No, like writer's block in the sense of like you're stuck. And you're not being very creative, and you cannot think of anything else to be creative. You're just not feeling it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Honestly, every fucking other day or every week. Like
and what do you do about it?
I download music for my DJ shit. If I'm not producing music, I try and still be somewhat creative. Do a little set here in my house, you know, practice my DJing skills. Download new music, go through Beatport, download music, because for that, I mean, you know, you don't really need to be, you know, you download music, you find new stuff. That's what organize. Organize folders, samples, plugins, find new plugins, watch videos, producing videos. I try and stay active, man. You know, I don't like I said, I treat this as a very serious thing right now, because I really want to focus on this. Give it my 100%. So when I'm not producing, or I have writer's block, like you said, which happens a lot, you know, or sometimes I'm just like, damn, I'm not feeling this, or like, yo, fuck this, like, what am I doing, or something like that. Yeah, man, I try and stay active doing something else in the music stuff, in the music scene.
And it's very important that when you do have writer's block, you step away for a moment and do stuff outside of it, you know.
For sure. For sure.
Because, you know, you do get mentally exhausted sometimes, you know, and you're just, you know, farting out of your brain, you know?
Yeah, it's exhausting, for sure. You almost feel like steam coming out of your fucking head, man, you know?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, I can't figure this out. Or like, you're just so stressed about it. So, yeah, definitely need to take a break. I mean, even though I'm saying, like, I try and stay active regarding music, even downloading songs, like, I don't force myself to be there. You know, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. I'll take a break.
Yeah.
Sit down, drink a beer, watch TV. But yeah, usually I try and stay, like, I even watch DJ sets for fun, bro. Like, you know, I be watching DJ sets. I'm like, yo, that's fire, you know? I watch a lot of those. So yeah, I'm just trying to stay active in this whole music stuff. If it's not producing, it's downloading songs, DJ sets, tutorials, all.
Okay. This is a very important question that I ask everybody on the show, because everybody from different backgrounds has a different answer. And mind you, there's no right or wrong answer with this question. Sound designing. Do you believe that sound designing is a luxury or a necessity for a producer?
Sound designing, like creating a sound, like
creating
like a serum, and then you save it, or
like creating a sound from serum, or resampling, or you know, just having the option.
Like you know, Zen World.
Yeah.
Like him, like sound designing, like him, like he creates his own shit.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny, Zen. I was just on Zen World today.
Oh, for real?
I sent him my song, and he rated it.
Oh, that's dope.
Funny ass. Yeah, he's a funny ass dude, bro. But my opinion on that is, I feel like if you got the time, bro, do it. You know, if that's what you're going for, do it. I'm not too crazy on it, to be honest, because I'm more of like, get my project done, and like the producer side, get my project done. And then there's so many sounds, bro, and there's people that dedicate their fucking time to this shit, you know, to the sound designing stuff. So no, I'm not a big sound designing guy, but you know, I do save a lot of my own shit. You know, I try and use my own stuff for, like, if I do something for this song that I like and I save it, I might use it for another one, and that's my sound, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But to say that I sit there and just start creating sounds, not for me.
Okay.
I want to, you know, finish my track in a timely fashion. I have my time, and I get it done.
Well, a lot of the house people that I did interview here do agree with that notion. Like it's a luxury, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for a house. Like most of the time, house is a very not complicated genre. It's very easy and very straightforward. Like you really don't need to go crazy on the sounds. You need just something that's very easy to handle, easy to manipulate, and create that certain pattern, and then you got the groove out of it. Once you got the groove,
exactly,
you got your song.
Like and then after that, it's just picking and choosing. Like it's like a puzzle almost.
Yeah, exactly, like a puzzle.
Figuring it out, yeah,
like a puzzle, you know. But I do ask that on everybody because everybody has a different answer. I mean, I interviewed 2 different house people in which they do sound design, and they believe that it's not like it is a necessity, but at the same time it's a luxury, but it actually helps you stand out from people.
Oh yeah, for sure, it really does. I mean, when I have writer's block, which is a good amount of times, I would say, I go to my best friend's place. And I use some sounds from there, but not necessarily just copy and paste. Never. I try to sound design my own sound from using a sample.
Okay.
So in that way, I do, I guess, essentially do a little bit of sound design, but not from the core.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try and edit all my sounds and make
That's
it
good.
way different from what it really sounds like.
That's even better because now people can actually identify you as, Fresko. Like this is him.
Exactly.
This is his sound. Yeah. Like this is how I know this is his music.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean that's my opinion. One of my good friend Paulie, he's big on sound design. Yeah, he sees my shit and he's like, bro, you gotta do this, you gotta start from this. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I don't even know like how to work half these plugins sound design. So I'm over here like, fuck, what are all these knobs and shit? Like, I mean, I tweak them a bit and see what comes out, but
Hey, but believe it or not, most of the time for us bass producers, I know why certain sounds sound like this. Like I know why, but the greatest sound designers out there, half of the time they don't even know what they're doing. They're just literally
they did, right?
No, they just like, holy shit, this sounded cool when I did this.
Whoa, accident,
by accident, happy accidents. All these guys, that's how they do it. When they sound design, it's all happy accidents. It's just like, dude, it sounds dope. I did it, and bam,
For sure, yeah, man.
It's crazy.
That's funny. That's a funny thing. Yeah.
Now we're gonna wrap this up, man. We got like few more questions, and we can end it from there, man.
Okay.
This is actually a question. Why is it that you actually choose Fresko as your artist name?
To be honest, I got it from my mom. In Spanish, Fresko means fresh.
Hasta fresco,
exactly, but not in a fresh way, like you looking fresh or you fresh with it.
Nah, yeah.
But in a hey, don't be fresh with me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I've always had that in the back of my mind, and yeah, I was like, My mom told me one day when I was doing music, I had it like mad loud, I was like blowing up these speakers, and she was like, hey, like turn that shit down, blah blah blah. And I answered in a bad tone, and she was like, hey, no te pongas fresco conmigo. And I was like, I might just do that. I put it on, and it rang, and I like it, and it's like a Spanish thing, and I feel like I'm doing more of the Spanish vibe. So yeah, Fresko it is, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, what has been your greatest accomplishment up to now?
My greatest accomplishment, definitely playing at Treehouse is one as a DJ.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got into Treehouse. I've always wanted to, and I finally did. And I got a gig next Friday, actually.
At Treehouse?
At Treehouse. Yes, sir.
That's what's next up. Friday. Let's go.
Yes, sir. My birthday weekend. So I'm excited for that. And then production-wise, biggest thing was honestly like getting these songs done, man. From just being able to do beats, like 8-bar loops, to actually doing full songs. I think it's my my biggest accomplishment. And releasing my music for sure.
Yeah.
Like, releasing music and being comfortable with it. For sure, those are my two biggest accomplishments that I feel.
So right now, what are you currently doing, and what do you hope to accomplish by it?
Right now, again, I'm producing full time. I really want to just keep trying to get as many gigs as possible, releasing music, hitting up. I know you got your opinion on them record labels, but for now, hitting up these labels, small labels, local Miami labels, with people I know. So yeah, man, trying to get as many songs out there, as much self-release too. Self-releasing music as well. I feel like you need to, because these labels are gonna look at you and be like, who's this dude? What does he have? Let me hear his music. So self-releasing is a big thing too. You gotta have a profile library of stuff already out. So yeah, what I'm doing now, for sure, producing and releasing, man, and getting gigs.
That's what's up. Just to clarify, bro. When I say about the whole labels thing, that's based on my experience and the experience of other people's, and me talking to other A&Rs and how they move. I just say it to put it out there and try to guide people to not do all that stuff, to not waste to not waste your time on all that stuff, But I'm not gonna crucify you if you still want to do it. If you still want to do it, that's on you. That's your own prerogative. That's I tell you this, and this is my opinion, and you can either take it or leave it. Like, I'm not forcing everybody not to do it. I'm just guiding and telling you people, it's like, these are the facts, and these are the reasons why I believe sending demo to labels is a waste of time. I rather,
it can be, for sure. I think so too. But like I said, self-releasing
for me is the best. It's very important, because again, if you still want to, you still want to release in these labels, absolutely, but get them to look at you. Don't look at them. Look at you. But how do they look at you? Self-release, and send songs to artists and let them play it out. And eventually, people are gonna start hearing the buzz. And when it's the buzz around, they're gonna look at you and they'll be like, "Yo, that's dope. You got anything that you can send us?"
Yeah. Artist promo. I keep forgetting that, man. Artist promo.
Artist promo. Yeah, that's golden,
key, man.
That's key. That's more. That's more important than demo labels or demo submissions.
100%. 100%. I agree on that, man.
So whenever you meet an artist, ask for their promo email, but obviously ask them nicely. Be a human being. Don't be a fucking robot to them. Just be a human being. Have a nice little conversation. Be friendly. Don't talk about music. Just talk about how's everything. You're doing okay. And for people will open up to you and be like, "Yo, absolutely. Let me send you my email. Send me your stuff," and blah blah blah. And before you know it, you got your plugs, man. You got your plugs.
Yeah, man. Again, marketing. No, what is it?
Networking.
Networking. There you go. Networking. Yes, sir. Important.
Absolutely, man. I just want to leave that, because I don't want you to leave, with the notion that I was like, I hate fucking labels and, fuck all labels.
I get it.
I just want to, and I say it because I already had a house DJ that misunderstood me, because he didn't took the time to listen the entire fucking episode that I put out. But I had a back and forth with this guy, and I told you, it's like, all right, cool. It may work on you, but it may not work for someone who's more talented than you.
Exactly.
It's like the exception cannot be the rule.
To each his own. Again,
to each their own.
What works for you, yeah. Exactly.
What works for you doesn't mean it's gonna work for the next person. Doesn't mean it's gonna work on me. It's not gonna. It's the exception cannot be the rule itself.
But it's good to know. It's good to know.
Yeah.
For example, your opinion, if every shit happens to me, I'm gonna be like, yo, this guy told me, man. I remember, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, criticism, for not even criticism, just opinions. Opinions everywhere. Take them, man. You need everything you can get here.
I agree.
This industry, bro.
And I'm doing this because because I've noticed that the big people do not actually tell these side of the stories. They don't talk about these side of the stories. Most of the time, we find this out on our own. We don't know about this shit until we make the mistake. Once we make the mistake, it's like, shit, man. I just Oh man, I wish I knew that, you know? But how the hell did you how would you know if nobody told you that this is how it works, you know? See, and I'm trying to put it out there so people can avoid those mistakes, those avoidable mistakes. Maybe there's times in which you cannot avoid something, and it's sooner or later you have to face the music about it. But at least the most avoidable mistakes, if I tell you that it's easy to avoid, then avoid them. You know, don't go ahead. If I tell you, like, dude, don't swim in this lake. There's fucking alligators around. I already tried it. There's alligators. They almost bite me in the ass. Don't do it.
Fuck this guy. I'm gonna go swim in the lake.
Let's go Florida, man. Florida man swims on the lake. It's like, all right, I'm swimming on the lake. It's like, motherfucker, didn't I just told you there's a alligator? All right, bet. All right, you drown yourself into that lake, all right? And you may be lucky enough that no alligator will bite you, but eventually there will be one that's gonna bite you.
Yes, sir.
Eventually. So I'm just putting it out there as a disclaimer. It's like, yo, guys, like, this is based on the experience, my own experience, the experience of other artists, and the conversations I talk to A&Rs and artists and agents and managers all alike. Like, this is something that's like, this information
music politics.
Yeah, this type of information gets it when you're inside these collectives.
For sure.
Because, you know, as you see the music industry is big, but when you take a step back, it's literally smaller than you think. Like, once somebody knows somebody, somebody will know, you know? But I just hate the fact that none of these big people don't tell you about these stuff. So this is where I come in and tell you.
For sure.
Save you the trouble, you know? I don't know.
I agree, man.
I try to help each other out. I try to help people out as much as I can, you know? But sometimes there's people that do not want to be saved. It's like, all right, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. So it's being you, homie. One last question and we can end this. Let's just say that you're walking down the street and then all of a sudden a UFO pops out of nowhere and some aliens come out to you and say, yo, Fresko, we need you because you and only you can help us out. And you'll be like, all right, dope, let's go. And he's like, yo, but before you do, we don't know how long you're going to be out. Here's a piece of paper. Write 3 pieces of advice that you'll get to someone. What are those 3 pieces of advice?
That's a good fucking question, bro. 3 pieces of advice before going out with some aliens and not knowing when you'll come back. Make sure that you've left like with no regrets. You know,
live your life.
That's why you gotta regrets. Like live your life with no regrets, bro. Like, you know, do everything to the best of your ability. You know, live your life. That's a big one for me. I'm the type of person where it's like it is what it is type of person, but try and give it your all, you know?
Yeah.
2, second word of advice, family is everything. For sure, a big one. You know, ain't nothing like family, and at least in my opinion.
Right.
Family. And then my third one, nothing is impossible. Impossible is nothing. That's my favorite quote of all time. Muhammad Ali, fucking hero. Impossible is nothing. You know, give it your all again, kind of like the first one. But give it your all. Impossible is nothing. If you put your time, dedication to it, you will achieve it, man. Speak it to its existence.
That's
for sure.
Up.
That's a big one. That's actually my wallpaper, bro. Impossible is nothing. That's funny.
Damn, that's what's up. Man. I like that.
Yeah, those three, and then go have fun with your aliens, dog.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Exactly, for sure, man.
Well, Fresko, man, thank you very much for coming over to the show, man. I had a great conversation with you, man.
Yes, sir.
Before we leave, plug yourself out. Let the people know where they can follow you and what they can expect from you in the future.
Yes, sir. So, big things coming up. A lot of releases soon, hopefully. Again, I'll be DJing at Treehouse next Friday. I don't know when this is gonna air, but I'll be out there next Friday at 11 to 1. You can follow me on Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify. Those are mostly Instagram and SoundCloud right now. Those are my biggest platforms. Instagram is I am Fresko _ and bro, I appreciate you. I was, had a great time, and I hope to do it again soon, man. Hit me up whenever. I'm always down.
Dope. Absolutely. You're a friend of the show, man. You're more than welcome to come here and kick it with me, man. Just let me know and we'll do this again. Thank you very much, Fresko, for coming over to the show. Thank you guys for listening. And remember, every week is a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So always remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notification at youtube.com/The Lone Wolv Podcast or lonewolvpod.com. That's lone, WOLV pod.com. You can also check the audio version at SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts at Wolves and Music or Lone Wolv Podcasts. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me or Fresko to talk about, please let us know in the comments down below, and we'll do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.